Well, okay, he probably won't die, but this is going to hurt.
Yes, yes, it is.
Please roll me a spark roll to resist critical effect. He still gets critical effect. Okay. With a vicious twist of his power, he slams two opalescent blue tendrils of energy through your guard, just as you're raising your own power to crash down on him, and slams into you with the full weight of his power, doing what would amount to 84 points of damage, though thankfully your resistance reduces that to only I say, 76 points of damage. With a single spell, he nearly cuts you in half, slamming into you with these lengths of inky black power. They tear up across your left arm, leaving sticky blue residue, and you feel strange, as if your entire arm from the shoulder down has gone numb.
Well, after that hit, my confidence is going to waver.
I wouldn't know why.
And I'm going to have unfortunate visions of pain from my past.
It is a reminder, that violent pain, the splatter of blood, the smell of sweat, fear, and the taste of copper in the back of your throat. The violence is very familiar to you. You've experienced it a number of times. You also know that if you allow it to overcome you, you are dead. Without question, you are dead. This causes some fear to rise. Would you please roll your willpower for me? You feel the power rising within you, something not you, and yet still you. It's hungry, angry, and whispers to your mind that all you have to do is let go, and it will make everything better. The edges of your vision have gone a cobalt blue. But you're able to force down the lunacy before it can overcome you.
Fighting back that lunacy, I will give out a primal yell of no, and once again fall back on just the sheer power of time. Lash that no out.
Well, hold on 1 second.
Oh yeah, it's not my turn.
That was a counterattack.
That was a counterattack, you're right.
Do you want to use that roll as a deflection against the incoming spell?
Sure.
All right. Your no is a violent demand of the Shadow Spinner, and when he shoots his tendrils out again in an attempt to overpower you, it slams into that no as if a physical wall, butting up against the bronze power and collapsing aside. You feel your left hand clench, but you didn't tell it to do that.
In my mind, I will realize that this is a creature of salons. I need to either take this thing down now or fix my arm. Or I'm not going to have much control back over it. Actually, I can't take many more hits. Another hit like that and I will be dead. I'm going to have to go after it. I want to slow the corruption on my arm down, but if I take the time to do so, I'll have to deflect another attack that might possibly get through. So I'm going to go back on the offensive.
All right.
We're just going to do a plain time blast.
Okie dokie. Roll your wisdom to hit.
Come on.
$34. The Shadow Spinner brings its tendrils of darkness up in an attempt to block the incoming blow, but it is insufficient. Your magic lands. Roll willpower for damage. Thankfully, ones do not count as -5 in damage rolls. With another expenditure of 10 spark, you send a spell spinning towards your opponent. The blast of power would do 45 points of damage with your bonus 10 for your primary aspect, but his resistance does knock that down to 37 instead. But the spell slams into him, staggers him back a step. Violence of it tearing a great chunk of his shadow and a portion of his form below away. The star elf behind him, another servant in the garb of the Baroness, flees as quickly as possible down a corridor. It is now the Shadow Spinner's turn.
Oh my goodness.
Please roll your dexterity to block or your speed to dodge.
This is speed to dodge.
Okay, Speed Clash. Please roll your speed to determine if you are fast enough. Oh, brutal. You are definitely fast enough. Your left arm, now clenched into a fist, swings at your face, but you're just fast enough. Just fast enough to jerk your chin out of the way before you cold cock yourself. You're going to have to cut that arm off and replace it with a chainsaw.
Hail to the king, baby.
It is now your turn.
Oh, that was its turn?
Yep. It used its control of your arm to attack you.
I've got 3.
Remember that your mace does have a range of 1 meter plus 1.
Okay.
So you do not have to be standing directly next to the shadow spinner in order to strike it. Because you have 2.5 meters as your movement distance, you can move 3 meters in Roll20.
Okay.
To give you an idea, here is your movement range. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm. I sure do. At this point, I am going to go ahead and pull my mace with my right hand, not my left, that is under its control.
You feel the familiar stretching at the green strip that's been grafted onto your arm as you yank the mace from its hook.
And I am going to... God. I'm going to charge down the hall. If I can get to there and still reach him, because I've got a 1 meter plus 1 range.
That's correct.
And I am going to swing that mace at what should be center mass.
Okay. Roll your dexterity to hit.
Wow.
You whip your mace out, and the shadow spinner isn't where your mace hits. Your mace slams through the shadows and does nothing. Please roll your dexterity to block or speed to dodge. You manage once more to get out of the way, pulling your entire upper body back as your left arm tries to grab a hold of your neck. From an outside observer's standpoint, you probably look like a crazy person.
I imagine so. Being as that the shadow spinner was not where I had attacked, does it still look like it is?
It's still there, but your mace just passed through shadow, so apparently it was able to avoid the incoming mace, allowing you to only hit its guard of darkness.
Well, not really been... Okay. Put the mace back. Obviously, that was a horrible idea. And once again, cast out with my primary aspect of time. Just again, kind of a blade of energy sweeping across the hallway towards it.
Okie dokie. Roll your wisdom to hit.
Boo!
So 27. You whip out with your spell. Using another 10 spark, you send a blade of energy whirling through the air towards the shadow spinner, which manages to knock the blade out of the sky with its shadowy tendrils. Giving up on using your own arm against you, the shadow spinner turns its attention to casting spells once more, flinging up its hands to send its opalescent blue tendrils towards you. Please roll your wisdom to deflect or intelligence to dodge. Ouch. That's 18 down. So 15. Okay. Well, is Eryx going to die this time?
I'm placing money on it.
Please roll your spark to resist critical effect. No critical effect. Okay. The shadow spinner throws out its tendrils once more, this time aiming towards your left arm. And you feel the violence of that blow as it slams into you, tearing through your skin and your natural resistances, cutting through bits of fabric and leaving a sticky residue of goo across your arm. You feel, as you stumble back a pace, as if you were on death's door. The violent, control-based energy is just sort of churning through your system, leaving pain and anguish in its wake. But you're still alive, hanging on to life. Please roll your willpower to resist the lunacy. This time, that other presence inside you, that malevolence, is rising up, snarling, shrieking, demanding you give it control, demanding you let it save you by destroying everything you see. The blue lightning crackles, descending across your eyes, demanding that you sacrifice yourself on the altar of madness. But your willpower yet proves strong. Decades of being the personal toy of a Caldera demon mistress has hardened you against losing control, so you're able to push it down and prevent catastrophe. But at the same time, you're near death. You can feel a bit of a haze as you sort of waver on your feet. Your chest hurts, lungs and heart laboring to keep you standing.
The power you said the power that he cast on me, you said it was inside me?
No, it struck against you and lacerated your skin and sort of filtered into you from there, though this time it didn't stick.
Alright. Then I am going to go with my secondary aspect, reversal, and I am going to cast it on myself. I am going to attempt to reverse the wounds that last spell caused on me.
Okay. Are you going to quicken your spell so that you can still attack, or quicken it so that you get slightly greater effect on your attempt to heal?
That's right, because it would be,
That's against
yes.
the same target. It would come to be, I believe it's 110% rather than 100%.
That's right, it is, since it's against the same target. So then, yes, I am definitely going to quicken my spirit, which is going... Now, does that cost me twice the spark?
Not if it's the same aspect.
All right. Yes, I'm gonna quicken my spirit. Use reversal to heal myself.
Was that your wisdom roll or your willpower roll?
That right there.
Yep.
That was my wisdom to cast.
You are targeting yourself. You do not need to roll wisdom to cast.
Oh. Okay. So then I just need to roll willpower then.
That's correct.
Did that pop up? No. There we go.
All right. Since it is an effect roll, the one does not count as -5. Added to it is makes it 50. So a total of 55, I believe. Let me double check and make sure that the percentages are as I remember them being.
Well, yeah, because it did 62, so...
Nice. I'm checking Wizard right now. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's 75% per spell, so it's 150%. You reheal all 62 points of damage that you received, capping out at the amount of damage that you took last round. Your total spell could have healed a total of 75 points of damage, but because of the nature of reversal, it is simply reversing what happened last. Up to what happened last. Your spell infuses your body, and you feel all that injury just sort of return. The pain flashes through you sort of backwards, leaving your body until all that's left is a slight tingle. The cuts and lacerations, the damage to your robe, all of it's gone. Turned back like the clock. The Shadow Spinner snarls, furious that you managed to undo the damage that it did to you, and once again attempts to strike you with its magic. But, it was a little too hasty, getting a 17 against your 34. You see it begin to move. You know what it's going to do before it even starts, granting you a counterattack against the demon.
Can I use my primary aspect of time to age it in a damaging way?
Yes, you can.
That's what I want to do here, is that I want to try and speed up the time within its body so that it kind of, for lack of a better word, decays itself from the inside.
Okay. That's actually touching on umbral powers, but you can do something similar.
Okay.
If you hit...
Poor description. Poor description.
If you hit, I will describe exactly how it happens.
Okay.
Go ahead and...
Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. You're trying to kill yourself. That's what it is.
No, roll 20 is trying to kill me.
Here we are. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This was a counterattack. Yeah, this was a counterattack. Yeah. So it had 28. Cut in half is 14. It still gets a counterattack against you.
Yeah, I rolled a 6.
Yep. Yep. All right. Roll your wisdom to deflect or your intelligence to dodge. Remember that you only get half of your roll.
That's 49. Cut in half is 26.
That's 2 ones, buddy.
Oh, there is 2 1s. Son of a gun.
43. Right. 43 cut in half, which is 24. And you managed to stop the counterattack.
Good God.
Oh, the 18 that he sent at you. You know, if he'd gotten much lower, he would have continued this counterattack. He flings a spell at you, certain that he's going to get to you, and yet you already see it coming and automatically pull out your magic to cast at him. But he sees that coming as well, and as you expend the spark to shoot your time energy towards him, he fires back with other tendrils that just barely miss you, deflected off by your spell, so that both bits of magic strike against opposing walls. And that was the Shadow Spinner's turn. So what are you doing, Eryx?
Oh my goodness. Rolling over and dying. I have already spent 60 spark on this thing.
And nearly died once.
Yes! Good Lord.
One chance encounter turns into epic battle.
Yeah. I'd try again.
All right.
Apparently my creative ideas are not what I need to be doing. I just need to bowl it over with straight power, because that's how I've hit it. So we're going to go back to just blasting it.
All right. Your spell's trying to make a liar out of you.
Apparently. $21! Yeah!
Actually, that is yeah. You see, he also rolled a 21. Which means Spell Clash! Roll your willpower. You know, it's so rare that there are clashes in the game, and yet you've managed to have 2 in a single battle.
Yes, I have.
Roll your willpower. Yep. This is a power clash.
I want to kill this thing. I want to kill this thing.
I see that. All right, let me double check one thing. Okay, that's what I was double checking. All right, you successfully hit with your blast of energy. Please roll your willpower for damage. The spell leaves your fingertips as you fling your hand out. It whips through the air like a cannon of bronze energy, slams straight through the shadow of the shadow spinner, and obliterates it in a blinding flash of energy, sending bits and pieces of it tumbling down the alley in a splatter of demon blood. The shadow spinner is no more.
And I'm going to collapse to a sitting position on the floor.
There's a kind of a rushing sound in your ear. And you're not quite sure what's going on for a moment. And then Martin peers in through the door behind you. Mr. Eryx, sir, are you all right? He asks.
Look over at Martin, probably at eye level, from my sitting position. I'm not entirely sure.
One of the other servants, sir, they just ran up from below and said that there had been demons down in the guards, on the guard floor.
There was a demon on this floor as well. Is the gooey stuff that was controlling my arm still there?
No, it's beginning to slough off your arm, and you're getting feeling back in the limb, and in the guise of tingles and little pins and needle pains.
Is it too late at this point to reverse the damage from that attack?
Yes, it has been too many rounds.
Okay. Take a deep breath. Demon's lower, and that's where the others went?
I believe so, sir. The servant that I spoke to, a moon elf servant by the name of Elverian Claverna, he said that that the demons were being fought below, and that he needed to head up to inform Captain Mousestrader about it.
Okay. We should go down there then.
All right, sir. All right. If you'll come with me then.
Take a deep breath. Climb back up to my feet and follow after him.
By the time you get to your feet, he's no longer in the doorway and has already headed towards the stairs.
Look back down the hallway. There was a servant down there. I suppose he's okay.
You see a little purple head peering down towards you as you glance.
Breathe a sigh of relief and gain a little confidence from that I saved somebody. I might have paid a price for it, but hold myself a little higher and follow after Martin.
All right. He points down the stairs. You can see that he's not all that eager to go down the stairs, since it is said that there are demons down there.
Don't worry, Martin. It sounds like the others are already fighting them. I'm sure the demons have much more on their hands than to worry about us two. We should just try and catch up.
Begging your pardon, sir, but facing demons is well, it's not really in my job description, he says, wringing his hands.
Smile at that. If you would like to stay here, Martin, that is your choice. Just, do you have directions for me?
Yes, he nods rapidly. He says, when you get down the stairs, you will be in a small little entry plaza area. Take a left down the hall there, and a right at the first hall that you reach, and that will take you to the entrance of the Oubliette.
You should go check on your fellow servants, make sure they're okay.
I will do that, sir, right away. He agrees.
Take another deep breath and head down the stairs.
All right. You come down the stairs, and you see splatters of demon blood. There are spikes of stone sticking up out of the floor, smooth, as if they are part of the floor itself. And there are at least 3 bodies here.
What kind of bodies?
They seem to be imps. Small demon steel spears and bucklers lie discarded across the stone floor.
Follow the directions that Martin gave me. Take a left down the hall.
You begin your way down the hall. Once into the hall, you see one more corpse and a hole in the, well, kind of a corpse. It's really more just a splat on the ground. And a hole through the right-hand wall right next to a hallway leading off to the right, just as Martin said there would be.
Take a look at the hole in the wall.
There are indentations and scratches at that point of the wall where it looks like a rather large club struck. The hole in the wall is jagged, small, about the size of an imp, really, and decorated in demon blood.
Okay. That would be... Okay. Continue on down the hall to the right hall and turn right.
As you do so, you pass that small hole in the wall, and you see the body of a demon through it. Looks like it was knocked through the wall. When you come around the corner, you see ahead of you two doors on the left, one door on the right, and a door at the end of the hall. There is a sixth and final imp speared on another of those smooth floor spears here in the center of this hallway.
Sidestep around that spear. It seems that the others are having much better luck than I did.
Your attention to detail notes that there wasn't a single drop of elven blood in the hall.
Much, much better than I did. My confidence lags a bit.
You head down the hall to the door at its end.
Open the door.
Okay. You open the door and step on through. As the door shuts behind you, it feels like you're being sealed into a soundproof room. There are two women in the room who both turn to look at you as you step in. Both are Star Elf women. One is carrying a ruby sword and a shield, and the other is carrying a pair of twin blades that are slender and look deadly. They both stare at you for a moment, blinking. And then the one with the shield raises the shield into defensive position, sets the ruby blade across the top of it, and puts herself into a battle stance.
Eyes wide. Oh, not again. Wait. I'm not here to fight.
She pauses, but she keeps her weapons in their defensive position. The other one has her swords casually resting on her shoulders.
I'm here from the school. The School of Wizardry. I came with the other three. I think they came this way.
At first, the woman looked a little skeptical, but then her eyebrows raise. He says, "The other three?"
Yes. A female mountain elf, a male mountain elf with a very large club, and a purple, or not purple, blue, sorry, blue-skinned one. I'm not sure what race he was.
Moon elf. Supplies, helpfully. You look a bit beat up there.
On our way down here, in the servants' quarters, I heard an alarm and I thought I could help. There was a shadow spinner. It's not there anymore.
She slings the shield across her left shoulder and lowers her sword. Demons. How do they manage to get down here? My apologies.
Well, it's okay. They travel through the umbral plane, so they really can kind of travel anywhere they want.
Yes, but the captain said that they were contained in the upper floors. I would assume she would have taken into account the fact that they can travel through the umbral plane.
I don't know, but they're there.
Well, my apologies for the trouble, and thank you for assisting the servants. My name is Sigrid Numfallen. I am the captain of the Oubliette Guard. This is my right, Jutta Blockweist. And you are, sir?
Eryx. It's a pleasure to meet you.
She nods. You can see now that she's less ferocious and less willing to cut your head off, that she is a rather young woman. Younger even than her right hand. She seems to have ascended to her post with some alacrity. Well, I just allowed your companions into the Oubliette in pursuit of a prisoner who has managed to escape her bindings. If you hurry, you should be able to catch them before they leave the entry hall.
Then I should probably hurry. Is there anything I should know about the prisoner?
Yes. That she's dangerous, and that she will kill you if she gets a chance. Anything else that you need to know, your companion should be able to fill you in on.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I'll hurry on.
Here. She reaches into a pouch at her side and pulls out a couple of herbs, and she hands them to you. Chew on these. They might help stop the bleeding.
Bow my head. Thank you.
And she gestures towards the doors. Jutta presses her hand against the panel, and the inner doors, or outer doors, open, and you see a pair of inner doors beyond those. Sigrid steps in, uses a panel on the bottom south wall, and opens the inner doors, where you see a vault door behind those. She steps back. Good luck, sir.
Thanks. Pop one of those, actually probably, she said both, so pop both those herbs in my mouth, start chewing, and walk through the doors.
Okay. You feel restored. You regain 50 hit points. Bringing you up to 114. The bleeding does indeed stop. And that is where we will wrap up this chapter. All right, so the session is over. We've done 2 chapters, chapters 4 and 5. And we are going to do experience for Eryx. Since he was not with his party the entire time, all of this is going to be solo experience. Let's begin, Eryx, if you would please, by giving me a general recap of what you thought were the most experience-gaining moments of the session.
Experience gaining moments. I would say, well, obviously the ridiculously long and drawn out and epic battle with the Shadow Spinner. The battle in general, the experience that Eryx gained in battle, it being as it was his first battle. That's going to be probably the biggest part of it. I would say another bit of experience is the conversation with Martin. The discussion about servants and learning. Other than that, that's really about all that happened.
Okay. Well, in that case, you're going to be getting 2 pieces of solo experience for the session. The first bit of experience that you're going to get is called Shared History. And this is all about your conversation with Martin, the discussion about serfs and slaves, and getting the servant to open up, and even occasionally not call you my lord or sir. And for that, I am going to grant you 500 experience points. You had a rather vicious confrontation with a shadow spinner.
Counterattack, counterattack, counterattack.
While it was a even match, stats-wise, Roll20 decided to make it one of the most difficult and torturous battles that Eryx could encounter without any aid from his friend. There were there were 2 clashes, there was a bunch of counterattacking, there were critical blows, Eryx almost died. It was pretty vicious. So for that, for the intensity of the combat, and for the fact that you handled it all on your own without any aid, I am going to grant you 1,800 experience points for that battle.
Woo, doggy!
Which gives you a total of 2,300 experience points, giving you level 2.
Woohoo!
Now I'm going to give you the same option that I gave your companions, and that is you can either level up now and tell me where you want to put your points, or you can wait, give it some time. We're going to have a couple of weeks before we are able to get back to the game, and think about where you want to place stuff and let me know before the start of next session.
I believe I would like the time to decide exactly what I'm going to do.
That is completely fine. So congratulations on your level and experience, and thank you for the session.
Thank you, sir.
And no problem. We will get back to it with the entire party joined back up at the entrance of the Oubliette at Chapter 6. Until next time.